What's up? So I'm doing a quick video today. I'm working in conjunction with Robert from Robert Rambles On, and we're doing we're gonna do a series of pro cons videos on various aspects of slingshot shooting. For this video today, we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of short draw versus long draw. Okay, so for those who don't know, I am a short draw shooter. I anchor at my face. Now there are some exceptions to the rule. I like to play around with a little bit longer draw from time to time. And when I shoot a pickle fork, I pull it past like about to here. So I like to do like about that length. But it's still a relatively short draw compared to what's possible, right? So, but when I'm shooting my typical gapper frame, I'm shooting with a short draw. And to be clear, I think that the difference between long draw and short draw is nil, basically. Some of the best shooters that I know shoot with a full butterfly draw. Robert himself is an awesome shooter. Tim Henry's a guy I can think of that uses an extra long draw when he shoots, and he shoots lights out. Yeah, there's no difference. I mean, you can anchor at your face, you can anchor here, you can anchor here. That's the cool thing about slingshots. It's like anywhere in that whole range, you could anchor short, like extra short if you wanted to. There's no like hard and fast rules about that. So a pro-con list is what we're going to do. I'm going to start with the most obvious pro, something that I think is a pro to shooting short draw style. When you're shooting short draw, you're going to be able to repeat the same thing every time. When your hand is touching your face, it's basically locked in there. So you know if you're shooting like that, or like that, or like that, or like that, wherever you're anchoring on your face, you're going to be able to repeat that same motion every single time. When you anchor corner of your mouth, you anchor right in the tip of your, like the edge of your nose. You can anchor under your cheekbone, anchor up at your eye level, ear. I mean, wherever you're anchoring, you're going to be able to hold your hand against your face, and it's very repeatable. And that's going to lend itself to very quick repeatability in your shooting. So you should be able to get on target faster when you're starting out, because you're going to be shooting basically the same shot every time. Now, the biggest con I can think of with a short draw, the ball, you have shorter bands, and so the ammo doesn't have as much acceleration time before it's going to get sent. And so what that means is, with the shorter acceleration phase in the draw, the ammo speed that you're going to get isn't quite the same that you can get with a longer draw. Now, that isn't to say you can't get the same speed. You just have to switch to a heavier band, or a thicker band, or a wider taper in order to match the speed. So if your bands aren't giving you quite the speed that you want when you're shooting here, two things you can do is try a bigger, heavier band, or you can draw it. You can get a longer band and draw it further and shoot from a longer draw. Short draw is just not going to give you the same speed with the same draw weight that a long draw is going to get you. So something else that I think is a pro, when you draw on a short draw, the bands are starting at your face and then accelerating forward. So you have very, very little chance of the ball or the bands actually hitting you. When you draw far and you look down your bands, when you release your shot, that ball is going to be traveling by your face, and it's going to be traveling pretty quickly. And sometimes they get struck in the face. Sometimes the ball hits you in the face. With the short draw, you're going to be able to anchor there and let go from your face. So there's very little chance of getting a what they call a butterfly kiss. So I think another thing with the short draw is that your bands are going to make a lot less difference in your shooting. What I mean by that is, when you have a short draw, there isn't much acceleration time compared to a long draw. And so the difference between, say, like a 0.5 band and a 0.55 band isn't going to be very much difference. If they're cut the same and they're the same brand and they're the same color, they are probably going to shoot pretty close to the same. The increased thickness might gain you a few feet per second, but it's not going to gain you a whole bunch. So you have more versatility in which bands that you can use. Also, some bands have a shorter or longer elongation, and again, it makes much less difference. So when I've done speed testing with short draw, I found that the actual band itself makes a lot less difference than the taper does, and how well you get it, how close you get it to maxing it. And then with a longer draw, when I've done speed testing, I've noticed that the band makes a huge difference. You can gain or lose 30 feet per second just by increasing the thickness of your band by 0.5. And the reason is just because there's so much more latex, there's so much more acceleration phase. As it's coming by, it's just gaining so much more speed, and all the extra power in that slightly bigger taper or slightly thicker band is building up a dramatic increase in speed. Whereas with a short draw, it's not going to make that big of a difference. And I think that's about it. If you guys think of anything else that's pro or a con, leave them in the comments. And Robert and I are going to be doing a few videos like this where we talk pros and cons of things that he or I like, and what the differences are, basically. We'll probably do some stuff about bigger or smaller ammo. We'll probably do some stuff with, wider or more narrow fork tips. So just watch out for that kind of thing. So if you would like to see any other videos of us, debating, or I guess we're not really debating here, are we? We're going over the pros and cons of various aspects of sling shooting. Let me know. Put it in the comments, and maybe we'll make a video about it. I appreciate everyone who watches, and I'll see you on the next one.